Good evening and welcome to Let's Talk Shop with Russ. A lot of excitement going on around. Sorry for being a few minutes late. Some not really technical difficulties. That wouldn't be true, but a situation. So I'll just let it go at that. But sorry for being a little bit late. But anyway, so got a lot of information for y'all guys tonight. I went to the Tampa Woodworking show today and spent probably about 5 hours over there, I believe it was. So got to see Daryl Jones. Matter of fact, he was supposed to come home with me, and we're going to do the show here in the shop tonight. But like I said, something came up, and I really don't really want to say anything. But anyway, something came up, and that didn't work out. So, and I told him I'm sorry about that. But anyway, so but had a lot of excitement. I got a ton of video footage to go over with y'all and show y'all tonight. I had a few of the guys that would, when I told them I was doing video and what it was for, they did demos for me right in front of me. Now, the volume, I've already checked the video out when I first got home before the crap hit the fan. And it's just got so much background noise in it, pretty much, that it's going to be worthless as far as that goes. But I'll talk y'all through it or anything if you want. So anyway, but a lot of footage to show on that. I've got some cool new tools that somebody gave me when I was at the woodworking show. We're going to talk about that. And then we need to talk about the website giveaway. Now, I just got the web page up, and we just got it up and going. I believe it was for late Friday afternoon. So it's up and going. So we'll go over that, and I'll show you that where you can read it and enter. And now I can start advertising, really advertising for the website giveaway, because I can refer them to the web page. Before, I had nothing else to refer them to other than the video. So we got that to talk about. And so somebody out there can win a free website. And I think the first thing we'll do is just, first thing I'll do is talk about my sponsors, and then we'll go down the list and let everybody introduce themselves. And then we'll go to the website giveaway, and then we'll go into the woodworking show. So my wonderful sponsors are Devobal Technologies for web design, development, and hosting. Visit devobal.com. They're the ones doing my website and several others, and they're the ones giving away another website. FastCap, innovative products for the professional woodworker. Go to fastcap.com. Also, Rockler, 60 years in woodworking. Create with confidence. Visit rockler.com. Bearwood Supply Company, your best choice for hard-to-find woodworking supplies. Go to bearwood.com. They have the Pega scroll saw blades I'll use, and they're fantastic. Go order you some. And last but not least, Klingspor, the sandpaper specialist. Woodworkingshop.com. They have a lot more than just sandpaper over there at the woodworking shop. They have lathe tools and stuff like that. So go check them out over there and buy something from them. Buy something from every one of them and tell them Russ sent you. I'd appreciate that. So, all right. So, now that we got that out of the way, real quick, I'll go over, let's see, I didn't bring my glasses either. Katie Dotson's out there. Hi, Katie. Jim Dockrell, Chris Nealon. I want to call him Steve Nealon. I don't know why that. Chris Nealon's out there. And Rusty Nails. So they're all out there in the chat. Glad to see y'all out there in the chat. Most of my panels out there in the chat too, so I see their names pop up. I'm wanting to go, well, Brenda G's Designs is out there, but she's on the dang panel, so that ain't gonna work. But anyway, yeah, Shane, Shelly's running. Matter of fact, we'll go to Shelly next, but Shelly's running. What do you call it? Dutch? No, it's not Dutch. It's single tonight. Shane's sick, so I hope he gets to feeling better. But let's just start off with you and tell us where we can find you, and tell us what's wrong with Shane. Did you hurt him?
No, he's just feeling run down. I think we were around a lot of people this week outside the house. We had a lot of appointments. What's out there right now, and he might have caught a bug. We don't know, but he was feeling really miserable tonight. So I'm like, hey, I'm still going to go on the show because I'm feeling really good tonight. But yeah, he's just taking it easy. Yeah, that would be helpful. My name is Shelly Cole. Many of you know me as Mom. I have the YouTube channel Mom Knows. So I have a sawdusto series that I started at the end of last year. I've been slow at getting it going, but pretty soon here people will be able to see some more things with some sawdusto that's working with sawdust.
Cool. All right, and let's go. We'll go ahead and let the ladies go first. We'll go next with Brenda.
Well, I'm Brenda Gibson from Brenda G's Designs. And you find me on YouTube at Brenda G's Designs. You'll find me over on Twitch at Brenda G's Designs. And you'll find me on Etsy at Brenda G's Designs. I do all kinds of crafts. I do some engraving. I do some wood burning. I do a little painting. I do multimedia. I do paper craft, all sorts of different kinds of crafts.
Cool. Next is Chris.
Hey guys, Chris here from the Old Cranky Workshop, and as you can see from the bottom, it's closed for the season. A little too cold out there to get any workshop time, but we're back from sunny South Florida where the drinks were cold and the sun was warm, and just happy to be back. You'll find me on Facebook and YouTube or at the local pub, especially next Sunday when Tom Brady and the Pats take yet another Super Bowl.
You wish. You wish.
Come on, you guys in Florida couldn't feel the team in college.
Ooh. Ooh. Just for that, I do hope they lose now.
Not going to happen. Not a chance.
I will tell you one thing, that he's pulled it out of the hat more than once, and especially that last game. I didn't watch it, but on the news the next morning they showed the highlights, and I was like, dang.
I was down in Florida watching that. We found a bar that was a Patriots bar, and the place was holding its breath the entire last quarter.
Yeah. So
but it went wild when he won it. So,
and there's another controversy now too. Before it was inflated football, and now it's that he's telling the refs when to start and stop the clock.
Yeah, it's a sign of a poor sport when you have to come up with an excuse why you lost.
Yeah. So I know it's something else. So.
Hey, we went through many years of miserable. We're enjoying this ride right now.
Yeah. So. All right. Next, and the next is Al. You have no audio.
Oh,
I do too have audio. I just had the button checked to where I didn't have any audio. By the way, Jim says he's having some audio issues with his microphone, or his headset is whacked out again, and I quote.
I want to know where the darn Ken Moon is. I want to lynch his butt.
Uh-oh.
Go ahead.
Don't see him out there either.
Yeah, I know.
But you can find me, Katie, I'm not still muted. No. You can find me at, hello, Chris, Odessa Woodworking and Maker Shop on YouTube, Odessa Woodworking on Facebook, Kilroy79763 on Twitch. I'm on Instagram also, I believe is Odessa Woodworking, and really been having a good time in the shop lately, streaming on Twitch. Been enjoying watching Russ and Brenda and several others that are out there. Come join us sometime. Anyway, yeah, I do it, and I'm doing it just for fun. Yes, Russ.
I was going to say, for those of you who don't know, Al joined the Twitch group, and so he does some streaming now. Now, you mostly do it in the afternoons, right?
Well, the schedule that I kind of have set out is, and I'm having some problems with graphics, and it was working. In the mornings, about 6:30 in the morning, before I go to work, I'll sit here and sip coffee and play a game while I was streaming the games. And then Friday afternoon, and I don't know how solid the times are going to be. And usually I'm not there at 2 o'clock. Friday afternoon at 2 o'clock, 10 a.m. on Saturday, and I stream from 10 a.m. till whenever before the show. I think I quit about 4:30 or so. So I got a long run today, and again tomorrow, 10 a.m. To whenever, basically. So, and I might have to do some other stuff before, but tomorrow before I start streaming. So it just depends. But that's kind of the schedule that I've been trying to work with. So
sorry I wasn't watching you today. I was at the Tampa Woodworking show.
Not a problem. I hope you had fun. I mean, that definitely sounds fun. And honestly, what I did today is sanded a noodle board, or two of them actually, And Paul watched me take nails out of a pallet board, and I enjoyed it. I don't know about Paul, but I mean, he stayed there, so he must have. And then Chris was there for. I mean, Jeff was there for a while, and Chris was there for a while too. But anyway, point is we pulled nails and had fun. I mean, if you do it just for fun.
Yeah. I don't find pulling nails as fun. So anyway, let's move on down the line to Paul. How you doing?
It was like watching paint dry. Just kidding, Hal. He does have a bunch
personality that you're watching, right?
I'm Paul Corliss from Paul's Messy Workshop. You can find me on Paul's Messy Workshop on YouTube, Instagram, and .com. And I wish I'd have been to the woodworking show with you, Russ. We had a good time last year.
Yeah, I missed you. We did have a good time last year. Steve, I think Steve French was supposed to. I don't know if y'all saw his post, but Steve French was supposed to be there today, if I'm not mistaken. But anyway, his car broke down. He had a dead battery and a bad alternator, so his day really sucked. So yeah, he spent. I think he said he spent his morning or most of the morning or whatever at Pep Boys trying to get his car fixed. So now, while the chat is filling up, we've got Bob Lee's out there. I'm glad he can join us again. Jim Dockrell's out there. Alan Carter, Jeff Robinson. They've all joined us out there. Good to see y'all out there in the chat. Let's go ahead. I think everybody's introduced. Let's go ahead and talk about the website giveaway. So we're doing another website giveaway for my 3-year anniversary here on YouTube. I do my anniversary. A lot of people do their thing giveaways when they get subscribers. I don't do that. I do it by my 1 year, 2 year, 3 years anniversary. And then, so we just come through in January is 3 years that I've been here on YouTube. It actually started in December, but my first videos weren't posted until January. So that's what I kind of count as my anniversary is January. So we're doing a giveaway, and it's a website giveaway. Devobal Technologies, my sponsor, is giving away another website this year in celebration of my 3 years on YouTube. And so I really appreciate that. Frank and all the guys over there, Frank Condon owns Devobal and is in charge. And I appreciate him very, very much for doing this for me. You know, he's a great guy, and they're wonderful people to work with. They've done websites for some of the people on my panel also. But so let's talk about that first. So we got the web page up and going. I think it was Friday afternoon. It was really hard for me to actually go out there and advertise all over, you know, Twitter and Instagram and Facebook about the website giveaway without having the web page up, because where they go to see the information. So now I've got it up. So first off, let me get over here and make sure, yep, my website's up before I screen share. And then we'll go over here, and I'm going to, wow, I almost forgot how to do all this. Screen share. Share, and y'all should be able to see my page and my website. So here you go. Hold on just 1 second. Let me, there is one more thing I wanted to tell y'all guys before we go there. I met a lot of great people over at the woodworking show today. A lot of really, 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 you know, good friends and everything. And it's, if you've never had an opportunity to go to the woodworking show, I would definitely tell you to go to one of the woodworking shows. You will have a great time and really see a lot of woodworkers over there and run into a lot of people that you normally wouldn't. You probably might not even know that they know you, especially if you do YouTube videos and everything. So I just wanted to put that out there. Go, if you don't have one in your neighborhood or can go to one and travel, I would definitely recommend you go to it. But anyway, let's go over here and talk about the website giveaway real quick. All right. So if you go to my webpage, well, I'll wait for a second for it to pop up to make sure it's coming up over there in the.
Welcome, Jim Bashirs.
Hello.
Let me. All right. Here, if you go to my website, sorry, I lost my train of thought there for a second. And you scroll across the top to the challenges, drop down to this first one is website giveaways. You see the 216, and here we have the 218 website giveaway. This page is basically exactly like the other one that was there before. So here's all the information. 218 Devotable website giveaway. Devotable Technologies giving away a free website. That's right. The very same company that designed and built this website you're on right now will give away one free website to one lucky winner. The winner's free website is designed, implemented, and hosted by Devotable Technologies. Once your site is up and running, you will be trained on how to use it, and you can add anything you want. The features of this free website will include, but are not limited to, drag and drop builder platform, ease of use, unlimited pages for those products you have, customizable footer and to include your contact info, a favicon of your logo, free email, free phone to email support, HD video and audio players for your how-to videos and project builds, password project or protected pages for registered users, site search to bring up the vast library of users' fingertips, and this is about a $3,500 value you're giving away. The entry method and rules is: 1, you must not have a website or a domain name in your name at the time of the entry. The entry is for those woodworkers and makers who do not have a website at this time. And I want somebody out there that, you know, is trying to get into the woodworking, trying to get onto YouTube and trying to do some stuff, a newbie, so to speak, to give them kind of a break and give them a boost. This website is for woodworkers and makers only. In order to enter the giveaway, you will have to subscribe to Simply Wooden Creations on YouTube. Also follow us on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. You will also need to follow Devotable Technologies on Facebook and Twitter. That has been added. I know I said last week that's the only thing you had to do is basically not have a website and send an email, but that was in the last giveaway, and we're going to continue that into this giveaway. To enter the giveaway, after you subscribed and liked us on all the above social media, send an email to contest@simplywoodencreations.com. The email should look like the one that appears below right and contain the 5 secret words that are given out on the Let's Talk Shop with Russ show on YouTube, January 20, 27, February 3rd, 10, and 17. So this is this little thing of what the website would look like, or your email, I'm sorry, would look like. So you put your name, address, phone number, and if every time I go over there, it wants to do that, but in the 5 secret words. Basically, this is just a repeat of that. Only 1 entry per person per household. Entry must not have a website or a domain name, blah, blah, blah. The giveaway will run from January 20th through February 17th, 2018, 11:59 p.m. The winner will be awarded a fully capable website design and implementation from Devotable Technology Incorporated. It will be announced Saturday, February 24th at 8 p.m. on my show, Let's Talk Shop with Russ on YouTube. You must be present in the chat to win. That is a rule. So if you entered on that day, you better be in the chat if you want it. Because when I call out your name, I'm not going to give you a long time for you to say out there that I'm here. Because we'll move on and pull another name. So, and then Simply Wooden Creations and Devotable too has the right to modify the rules, dates, times as needed for unseen circumstances. Subscribe and follow. Must be a subscriber on YouTube. Must be a follower on Instagram. Must be a follower on Twitter. And must be a follower on Facebook. So basically, that's it. Let me see if I can get back over to where y'all are. And there we are. We're back. So I will start advertising that a little bit more on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and everything out there for people that want to win a website. I don't want anybody to be upset or angry with me, but like I said, I want to give some newbies that are just getting started. You got YouTube channel and you probably got, 500 or 600 subscribers, and you would love to have a website. You do woodworking. You're on Instagram, Twitch, but you can't afford a website, or you don't know how to get on Wixie or whatever some of the others are and build your own. This is your opportunity to shine and to get something given to you. So it's easy. All you got to do is follow me on those: Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and Devobal also, Twitch, or not Twitch. Anyway, those, and really easy to enter. Send me an email, but you will have to watch all the shows because I'm going to tell you what the secret words were. Now, Michelle Marcoux, which was out in the chat, he sent me an email the other day, and he said, "Oh, I already know what all the secret words were." Well, dude, you were close, but no cigar, because that wasn't them. So just to let you know, I thought it was pretty funny. He was like, he sent me an email about that, and I'm not picking on you. I just thought it was funny. He thought he could guess what the words were, but he was close. He was close. Actually, what he thought was since it's 5, he thought it was all the sponsors' names, Devobal, Rockler, and all that, but it's not. I assure you, it's not. So anyway, so that does that. We got that out of the way for the website. If you have any questions, put them over in the chat. I'm kind of watching the chat. I hope my fellow panel members are watching the chat. Before we get into the woodworking show, though, how are you guys? Anybody have anything they want to say on the panel? Go ahead.
No, I'm kind of looking forward to seeing the videos from the show, because
Yes,
Indianapolis is this coming weekend, so I'm kind of pumped up to go there, and we have a big meetup that Mike Fulton and some of the other guys that live close to Indy do, so I'm looking forward to seeing those guys again.
Cool. All right, Shelly.
Yeah, and can you hear me?
Yep.
Okay, great. I just wanted to mention that if anybody's interested in learning how to do some of my sawdusto recipes, I actually have 2 sawdusto recipes because it includes 2 separate. And on February 9th, 7 o'clock Eastern time on my channel on Know What Mom Knows, teaching how to make one of the recipes of the sawdust glue. And then on the 10th, I will be here on Russell's show here, Let's Talk Shop with Russ, recipe number 2, and showing a Valentine's project and answering tips and tricks and questions. So it'll be fun learning about sawdusto, and I'm going to give you all a quick peek. I don't see. This is all made out of sawdusto, and it's not painted. This is all sawdust, no fillers, 100% sawdust, herbs and spices. That's what colors it, the ground rock. So anyway, if y'all want to hear about it, that is 2 weeks from tonight on Russell's show, and the night before is my show. So it's February 10th. Be here, be square, or be square. I just wanted to get that out there, and I'll be putting out a video coming up to advertise soon. And thank you, Russell. That's going to be fun.
Anybody else want to have anything?
I don't know, but all that talk that Shelly was doing there, talking about herbs and spices, kind of makes me hungry. Can you eat the sawdusto?
Actually, everyone, you got to know this. Al, on a live show that Brenda G's designs right here on the panel, I was over on her live show about a week or so ago. Al volunteered to eat, so we have to get with him to see.
Okay.
When he's going to try it.
Okay. So that's it.
When you, Al, when you do that, you got to simulcast it on your Twitch channel.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. If they'll allow me, sure, you bet. And
and you gotta stay around for like 30 or 45 minutes because we want to see you up, Chuck.
Beat me to it. I was going to say the same thing.
The glue is edible. I will be honest about that. But you know how trees are; they're edible to a point. I mean, I don't know.
I don't know. I don't think
I
I'd
don't-
ever to go out and take a bite out of a tree. Okay?
I can't condone it. I'm gonna be honest. Don't eat sawdust though. But as an experiment, Al wants to try some. So
Hey, he
might
ate
as-
plenty of paste as a kid, and look, he turned out
Yeah,
okay, I guess.
exactly.
he wants
Well,
to take a
that's
nibble of
probably
it.
part of it.
Exactly.
Oh,
All right,
funny.
let me close this down real quick. Yeah, I've got it open and already ready. I got a ton of video footage. I got a lot of Daryl. Daryl didn't have forgot his camera today, so I videoed a lot of Daryl for him, and I've got to Dropbox it over to him so that he can use it for his own purposes. Okay, so yeah, let me go back to my mind is like a blur tonight for some reason. Screen share, and we'll go back. All right, so you can see this is all the video footage. I even made a folder separate for Daryl over here because he's got, look at how many videos he's got in here. So all right, so here we go. I'm going to probably mute the volume on the video. And like I said, I got an opportunity when I first got home to throw this thing in my computer and watch it to make sure they were working, and they were. But there's so much background noise that the camera just picks it all up. Normally, that camera does fantastic as far as audio volume. Where if you're within like 10 feet or the camera, it's the volume on that is like audio is great, but there was just so much background noise that I'm pretty sure I'm going to end up having to. Yeah, I've already muted it.
Russ, do you have a separate mic for your camera, or do you just use the one that's built into it?
I have a separate mic. Yes, I actually have a Rode mic for my camera also.
Yeah, I've got a 35 mil. I think it's like a Nikon D5300 or something like that.
Yeah,
I thought about getting a separate mic for it because I kind of wanted to do this and make a video out of it, out of the Indianapolis one, but didn't know,
this is
if it was
basically
worth getting a mic for it.
walk right in the front door. They have some giveaways here to your left. This is the bowl blanks. This show is a lot. If you've never been to a woodworking show, this show is small compared to the Atlanta Woodworking Show, which I am going to, and the Southern Woodworkers is going to have a booth there. But they have giveaways. Digital Wood Carvers giving away a CNC, and then these are all bowl blanks over here. And we'll just skip to the next one. I decided to show you some of the bowl blanks. There's some nice bowl blanks. I bought a couple of those.
Well, I thought you said those are giveaways. Like, really?
No, they're not the giveaways. The giveaway was the Digital Wood Carver. Lowe's was being there. These are the bowl blanks for sale. But they have some, and a lot of exotic wood. They're not, I bought a piece of black walnut, 4 inches thick, 10 inches in diameter for like $20.
Wow.
Yeah. So not bad at all. This is the very beginning. This is I just stepped out into the open floor out here, and this is just a scan around to show you the basic.
Oh, it is a small room.
Yeah, if all those of you have been to Atlanta, you will look at this and go like, "Wow, yeah, that's kind of small." For some reason, I noticed y'all guys over. I'm watching the YouTube feed, and it's really slow over there. So sorry about that.
It's funny because I thought Atlanta was small compared to the New England show.
This is Arizona Silhouette. They do all your pin kits. Look. There's tons and tons of pin kits that they had here. So it's pretty well anything. I mean, I won't say everything, but anything or everything a woodworker, because I'm sure there's a few things that they don't have in there, but you would want as a woodworker is available for sale there. Here's my good friend Alex Snodgrass. I got a picture with him today, and he's talking to some people. He's really hard to get to talk to because everybody wants to talk to him and ask him questions. But these are people already sitting down and getting lined up to watch his bandsaw clinic. This man knows more about bandsaws than anybody in the world, if you ask me. I mean, he's very. Look at this cutting board he did up here, this small cutting board. I mean, he is just fantastic. I learned how to set my bandsaw up by watching his videos. This is part of the Woodcraft booth. There are some of their wares out. There's Daryl right there in the background. And they had a lot of nice tools out there. He's over in the Nova booth, but they had a lot of nice tools and stuff for sale there. And then Alex is fixing to start his bandsaw. I wish you could hear this, but like I said, it's just so much. A couple of years ago, my wife's got the same one land up there, right on top of the mountain. I would have never guessed in a million years that I would weather is always. See what I mean by just audio is just unusable. So. But he shows you how to set up a bandsaw, how to use it, getting the blade tensioning, all that stuff. Man, he is just fantastic. Plus, the tool or the Carter products that they have are outstanding products. I bought a Harbor Freight bandsaw and bought the Carter guides to go on it and upgraded it with the Carter products, and that sucker cuts just as good as any bandsaw out there. I've had it now for like 5 years. But I'll tell you what, the secret is that bandsaw, you see these two bandsaws, I will pause this for a second, that are sitting right there in front of Mr. Alex. This is over here is a, what's the name of them? This is a Jet over here. The Powermatic. This is a Powermatic here, and this is a Jet. Did you know that Harbor Freight bandsaw is identical to these bandsaws? Matter of fact, parts of both of these bandsaws will fit onto mine. I went to order the riser block in my for my Harbor Freight, and I couldn't get it. They were out of it. And a friend of mine a long time ago told me, he said, you know, that's the same thing as the old Jet and the old Powermatic. And I said, no, I ordered the Jet riser block and it fit. So now, am I saying that it's machined and milled and everything else and got all the nice bearings that these two have? Probably not. But let me tell you, after putting those Carter products on there, the blade guides, it cuts just as good as those bandsaws right there do. And I've had mine for over 5 years. And anybody recognize this guy?
Mr. Laney.
Yep, Laney Shaughnessy. He is teaching over at the Digital Woodcarver booth. That's what he does. He teaches CNC classes. He recognizes me standing there and hollers at me and waves.
Oh, wow. Interesting.
So, yeah, he's and you can't see his screen, but he's got the screen up here on the TV. He's got some stuff that he's talking about and doing, and he's very good. But he teaches. These are all free clinics in the woodworking shows. Now he does have at the end of the day on I think either Saturday or Sunday, he has a paid class that you don't have to pay to get in, but that's a little bit more intense for the digital woodcarver. But he's very, very, very good, and that's what he does. He works for them.
Not to cut you off, but I noticed even with their paid classes, if you hang out in the periphery, you're still going to hear everything.
Yeah, you are. But just to get the information or whatever, be there right up there with him as a paid class. Yeah. So the old Laney, I got to see him today. And then this is the digital woodcarver booth. This is one of theirs. They've got the side where you can do spindle turnings with it. The router on this table, I'll come back to that in a second, it rotates around to the side and it runs up front and runs back and forth on this, and you can do spindles with it. Matter of fact, there's a carving right there he did, I'm sure, and there's a spindle on there that he has done. Really nice machines. I mean, in all sincerity, had I not gotten my Garage Works, I was looking at getting one of these digital wood carvers. And
sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, this guy is Chuck Bender. I listened to him for a few minutes, but I didn't quite understand. I guess I'd had to be there longer and understand what he was talking about. But he was going over some of the Felder tools and hand tools and the different tools. And then if you'll look here real quick, I pan off to the right, and there's what seminars, modern milling methods, pins, tails first, dress it up. So, and then this is Roland Johnson with Fine Woodworking. He was there doing his now, like I said, these are all free. You just go in there and sit down and listen to them go through their whatever they're teaching in class or whatever they're talking about. Except, like I said, except for that one class that Laney has, is the only one that I know of that is paid.
Looks like he's doing a finishing class. I think I've seen him.
Yeah, he's really good. He does fine woodworking. So, and then this is kind of like in front of Roland's booth, just scanning around to show you what the guy waving at me with the camera. They see the camera and they're like,
"Hi, Mom."
Yeah, this is Polk County Wood Turners. That guy on the white hair with the black shirt on. Here, let me back up. Where you at?
White hair.
Yeah, this guy right here with the white. If you can see my mouse.
Yep.
Yeah, he goes to our woodworking club, and he's a good turner, a real good turner. And what they're doing is they're the Polk County Woodworker or Wood Turners Association sets up there, and they have free pin turning. So people are there turning pins for learning how to turn a pin for free. And this is the backside of the digital wood carver. Yeah, for those of you who went to Atlanta, you look at this and go, wow, this is small. And it is small compared to the Atlanta show. Really, really small.
It kind of looks like what we would have in the Midland, Odessa area. Kind of, cozy.
And then just as Jim Heavy, or is it Heavy? Heavy or Heavy?
I think it's Heavy.
Heavy, okay. He's with Wood Magazine, and he's doing his little thing there talking about different stuff in woodworking.
He does a good presentation too. I've seen him.
Yep.
Did the company that made that sawmill have their...
Yes, they were out front. I didn't get a chance to video that. Do we have anybody over here in the chats have any questions or anything?
If they do, I've missed them, but I've been looking.
I haven't seen any questions.
Okay, they're saying the videos are real choppy. Yeah, unfortunately, what is happening, and I'm sorry, guys, it just don't work out good, is because I am playing it on my computer, and then it's going through the live stream over the internet to y'all. It is kind of choppy. Unfortunately, there's nothing I can really do about that. I don't understand why. This was shot at high def, 60 frames per second. So I assure you it's good. It looked great, the video. I went through and watched a little bit of it, like I said, when I first got home. And so I was really happy. It's just the volume sucks because there's so much noise in there. Everybody's talking, and they're doing all kind of demonstrations. You got saws running and routers running and everything that unless you had a directional mic aimed at somebody, it's not going to pick up. Now this is a pretty this is a Dubby, I believe it was Dubby sleds. The only thing I don't like about these Dubby sleds is they're actually made from MDF, and I'm like, that wouldn't last here in Florida. Yeah, Dubby cutoff sled, 20 times more accurate than the average miter gauge. But they're made of MDF, and I'm not a fan of MDF. I mean, you get some moisture here in Florida. We got tons of moisture. You get moisture, and my shop has moisture. Let me tell you, and they're going to swell up. They're gonna. Now this is the back to the Polk County Wood Turners. Back to their booth. They're showing people how to turn pins. This is pretty neat, guys. You go in there and you sign a waiver. I don't know if you have to pay $5 or whatever, but whatever, if you do have to pay, it's just strictly basically for the pin kit and everything. But I don't even know if you have to pay. I'm not saying you do or don't. I don't remember. But and just sign a waiver that, and go in there and they'll teach you how to turn a pin right there. You can make your own.
I think Atlanta you pay like $3 to $5.
Yeah, I think it's like $5.
Yeah.
Now this is John. He's a member of our the guy I just told you about. He's a member of our woodworking club. He's also a member of the Polk County Woodturners.
What group was doing that in Atlanta last year? You remember right when you?
I don't remember the name, but
you know that booth I was talking about. They had like 4 lathes set up, and kids were there.
They do that. From my understanding, all the woodworking shows invite clubs to come in and do that kind of thing during the show. So this is a curve. What is it?
Convex curve cutter.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember him from Atlanta too.
Yeah. A convex curve cutter. Yeah. I didn't get into videoing a lot of the demos. I just went basically through so you could see what kind of stuff. Some people have never been to a woodworking show. I've had a lot of people tell me, a woodworking show, what is that? And look at all the sandpaper.
Russ was in heaven.
Yeah.
Well, you don't have enough sandpaper, Russ, so that must have been heaven for you.
Yeah, I'm like, wow, you can make tons of sawdust with that.
Well, I have a question.
Sure.
Earlier you were showing some footage of a gentleman. They had a bandsaw, and he had all these boards that look like checkerboards almost with black and white sections. Yeah. Was he doing cutting boards, perhaps?
Yeah, that's cutting boards.
Wow, those looked really nice for a bandsaw.
That's really nice. Alex Snodgrass. Hold on this 1 second. That's Alex Snodgrass, and let me tell you, he is the bandsaw master, and he does awesome when it comes to making cutting boards.
Wow, I even wrote that down.
I'll bring y'all back to that in just a second and show you what I'm talking about. Yeah, he is like absolutely fantastic when it comes to making cutting boards. But this is just a look around. I did not know this until like last year or year before. I've been to like 5 years, been going, but that was only the last couple of years. Peachtree Woodworking puts on these I mean, it's done by the woodworking shows, don't get me wrong, but most of the stuff that's in there comes from Peachtree Woodworking. In other words, all this sandpaper, you'll see how they got cashier booths set up. You go over to buy something, and almost everything you buy there, you go to the cashier, and it goes through Peachtree. So
that's that kind of general purpose, buy whatever the heck you feel like aisle down the middle of the place, right?
Right. Now there's a few booths that actually are set up and have cash registers there, like Woodcraft had their own cash register there where they took sales. The where you bought the wood blanks when you come in the front door, they had their own cash register set up there. But all this material that you're seeing through here, all this stuff right here, goes through Peachtree. And this, I didn't understand. I think this is a part of MicroJig, because MicroJig is right on your left of your screen right there. But I was watching him. These are magnetic things, and I think they are being put out by MicroJig now. I'm not 100% sure about that, but yeah, see, match it. Looks like MicroJig stuff.
It is. The gripper's right there, yeah.
Got the gripper, so I guess it's a new line that MicroJig is coming out with. And then here's the MicroJig booth. You see, this is all Peachtree Woodworking. Peachtree, they're great people to work with. They're the ones that I bought my bandsaw jet drill press from in Atlanta, and I told them I was taking it home in my wife's Camaro. They disassembled that sucker and packed it in bubble wrap, each individual piece, to protect her car, to get it in the car to get it home.
Well, you should have took pictures of that. That would have been.
Yeah.
They were protecting the valued customer. They didn't want to hurt you.
Yeah, they went overboard. Because I told them, I said, y'all got one. Here's the thing. I told them, y'all got one I want one of these bad. And I went to them and I said, darn, we sold the last one in the box. And I said, well, it's got to have a box because I got to have it in pieces. They said, well, we've got one back at the shop. And I said, okay. And so they called, well, they'd already assembled the one at the shop for the floor. And I'm like, crap. And he goes, he talked to his boss and come back and he goes, I tell you what, you pay for it today, they're going to disassemble that sucker. And I said, well, tell them I want it left in pieces because I got to get it. I got to get in my wife's car. And the guy looked at me real funny and said, your wife's car? I said, yeah, I live in Florida. I'm taking it back home to Florida in my wife's Camaro convertible. And he just started chuckling. He goes, okay. So they went out of their way to bubble wrap each individual piece to protect my wife's car to bring it home in. This is a wood inlays made easy. It's made with a router, and he's got different templates and stuff that you put down and to make inlays. It's pretty cool. I've actually watched this a few times and watched him do it.
Oh, this booth scared the crap out of me. This was like Pinterest for my wife.
Yeah.
She went through, oh, you could do this, and oh, check this out. You can make this. And I'm like, I don't want to get into that. You know, it's hard enough.
This guy, I looked for his name and I couldn't find his name. So he's turning a big, huge platter on the side of that lathe.
Wow.
Isn't that his name right there on the board behind him? Bradley something?
I didn't see that. I kept looking for it, but I didn't see it.
Right there in the center of the screen, right above his head now.
Okay, I do now finally see that. Bradley. Yeah, okay. I looked all over and couldn't find it. He's taking some chunks off the edge of it. He's talking about it. I was listening to him that might fly off when he starts turning it. So he's going ahead and then taking the chunks off of the edge of it.
Wow, that's huge.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is.
What's that?
This is, I can't think of the name of the product, but they sell all the jigs for all these joints for boxes.
I bought that dovetail jig right in front of him there.
Yeah. So
I want my $60 back.
Yeah. You didn't like it?
No, I wasn't impressed. I mean, it kind of works, but they're really not tight, in my opinion.
Well, this is all the stuff that they have made with those jigs. And this is Festool, the most expensive tools on the planet. Everybody out here go, oh, they're so fantastic. They're so fantastic. Yeah, if you've got friggin' $500 or $600 for a biscuit machine.
Yeah, unlimited funds. They're great.
Yeah.
You know, the one I can see where you'd want to save your money and probably get it is their palm sander, because I've heard nothing but good things about it. Low vibration. It works really well. And if that's something where you're going to be sanding for an hour or two, then I could see where you'd want to have a sander that's not going to, mess with your wrist and that kind of thing.
Right. This is Triton tools. They're supposed to be really nice tools and everything. And this, what is it? Spindle sander, oscillating spindle sander right here. This is the exact. I have looked at it, and I've looked at 3 others that 3 other companies sell. And this is the exact same spindle sander that I bought from Harbor Freight Tools.
I was going to say the same thing. It looks just like mine, and I got mine at Harbor Freight.
Yeah, I've got one too, and the bottom part is plastic. Is the only thing. I don't know if that one's plastic.
That one's plastic. I walked up,
and it's flimsy, but when it sits well and stuff.
Right.
Now I don't know if the ring placement isn't in the same spot, but it does look a lot like it.
I looked at it up close. It's the same exact one that you can buy.
Yeah,
I've had
the only difference in mine is it's blue.
Right. This is correct. Craig, they make some awesome products.
I like Craig's
stuff. What I disagree with is every one of these damn tables that you see here are all made out of, guess what? MDF, exactly. Every one of them. They don't have they don't have cast iron tables. I want a cast iron table if I want.
Yeah.
And none of these are, or at least a plastic, or what I'm saying, something in plastic.
Hey Russ.
Yes.
Going back to the sander, Jim Dockrell asks, is the sander the same as the rigid? I mean, I don't know, but
yes, and no. Now the rigid has like a little belt type sander that oscillates on top of it, and then it has the drum that you can put on it. So it's different from this one that we're talking about. But that is Miss Rosa Houston. She's one of the reps for Craig.
Is she from Venezuela?
I don't know. I don't know if she's from Venezuela or not, but
Good catch, Paul. Good catch, Paul.
wherever she's from, it must be a nice place. And no, my wife cannot hear me. I'm back, not in the green screen.
Yeah, and Dan,
Oh, she's in the chat though.
You better not be out there in that chat. Some of these last year's it was last year when I was talking about this lady from Venezuela that was at my scroll saw class. But anyway, somebody commented today about I would like to spend time. She was pretty or something. I said, yeah, this is Epilogue laser. Okay, these things are awesome. Now it was cutting these little tiny Aztec calendars out. Okay. And I was amazed. I was sitting there watching it. I got a chance to talk to the guy. And so if you'll see here in just a second, we'll go ahead and skip forward. Yeah. He started it up again to cut some more. So I got a little video of it running back and forth.
those are excellent. I think they're like 40-watt lasers. We've got 2 of them up at the college in the Fab Lab. They are really, really good. Very, very popular. Good stuff.
So how expensive is that?
You know, for some reason, $3,000 comes to mind. But I think that's what they are. But it's a real high power, I guess, you know, a laser. Because like I've seen lasers that are 2.8 watts that go on the X carb and 4 watts and stuff. But
that's what it's cutting out.
Yeah, that is awesome. That is awesome. Yeah.
Or actually not cutting it out, but it's burning it.
Yeah.
Now, wow. do those have a filter on them, or can you smell the burnt wood or anything?
No, they have they're in clay cased, and they do have a thing that runs it through carbon filter. So yeah, you can smell it, but it's not pungent, so to speak.
I just wonder, like my workshop's in my basement, and I wonder if that would set off my smoke alarm.
Well, the ones that they have set up at the Fab Lab, they actually have a vacuum cleaner hooked up and turn the vacuum cleaner on, and it sucks all those fumes out, and they go away.
Really?
Yeah.
I noticed over there awesome wood things. Matt Haas said, the Craig MDF is encased in plastic, so it should be good, right? I just don't have, I tell you what, I have had MDF and I have painted the crap out of it. I've done everything I know to do to it. And here in Florida, it does not hold up. I'm sorry. I mean, I just don't trust it. So I'm not spending the exorbitant amount that they want for those Craig router tables, and underneath it could be MDF. If I get a router, it's going to be a cast iron table or a what is the hard plastic?
Phenolic.
Yeah, something, you know, that it has no MDF in it. Let's put it that way.
Bakelite or micarta, something like that.
Jim Doctoral.
Look at this picture of this guy that was done with that Epilogue laser. Look at that. I mean, that is just like awesome.
Jim Dockrell is saying that if Craig is MDF, or is it high density product, there's a moisture rated MDF, so it's not all the same.
Well, tomato. It's made out of compressed wood. I don't give a crap what they did to it. I don't want it.
You know, I always thought that if you were going to buy something that costs a lot of money for the shop, that the laser could be it. I mean, if you got tied up with a small events place close to your house, or like a small marketing company, and they wanted you to cut out a bunch of things for a party or something like that, that might be the easiest thing to be able to pay back in the shop, you know, if you just had it.
Yeah.
This is
$3,000, you know.
a couple of the woodworking clubs that were there. Florida West Coast Woodworking Club. I think this is Brandon or Bradenton.
That's right. Aren't you involved with?
I'm involved with the Lakeland Woodworking Club.
Oh, the Lakeland. Okay.
Yeah, and we didn't have a booth there. We don't have a booth there. And then there is Rosa. She is demonstrating one of the Craig tables.
Man, Shane and I got to get to a woodworking show, because honestly, that looks like so much fun to be there.
Oh, it is.
At a show.
It is.
Oh
and
my
you drool,
goodness.
and you take a towel because you're going to drool from the time you walk in the door.
I bet so.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, a handkerchief will not work. You're going to need a towel.
Yep.
Not only that, but you'll need it to cry when you see the prices on some of that stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
This is a bad dog tools. I've never heard of them before.
Ah,
They have
bad dog.
Bad dog tools. They have a lifetime guarantee.
That's a guy that drills through brake rotors and then
Yep.
drills through a piece of wood.
And let me tell you, brake rotors are hard as heck.
Yeah,
And
yeah, they are.
so Carbide, Ridge Carbide Tool Company make carbide saw blades and stuff. And here's
How
my
much were
friend.
those, Russ? Did you get a price on those?
No, I didn't look at them. I have a place where I buy my saw blades.
But carbide, huh?
Yeah, these are carbide. And then this is my friend here, Chris. And I'll pause this right here. That is the drill nader. In other words, it encompasses the drill bit and with a tube and a vacuum, and it sucks up all the dust. And he has one for the scroll saw also.
You know, do you remember last year, Russ, when we were talking to him and he had that little vacuum that hardly made any noise?
Yep.
I tried to find one of those, and I think that's about a $500 vacuum that he has.
Yeah. All right. So you can't hear him, but he is doing the demonstration for me. And unfortunately, it's like I said, but it's a little tube that fits up behind the scroll saw. Trust me. He gave me one of these to put on my scroll saw. So I am going to attach it and try it. Now, Steve Good has one on his, and he likes it, and he says it works.
Does it go into that flexible tube, or does it go where the tube would go?
No, it goes, the tube wraps around, and you can see where he's got the tube, but it's a vacuum. It sucks up all the sawdust rather than blowing it. And
now, I thought there was another tube on the bottom that the
there is. There's another tube.
Okay. It's the same thing I was thinking of then.
Yeah. And then this is the drill nader, and it sucks up it encases the bit and sucks up all the. Look at that. You don't have any chips or anything. It sucks it right up.
And by the way, that looks like a Harbor Freight drill press.
It does, doesn't it? Central Machinery?
Yeah, Central Machine, exactly.
Yep, it is.
Isn't it?
Yep. So really nice guy. And I'll show you. He gave me the drill nader and the scroll nader to try and do videos on. So real nice guy. Me and him were talking. And then this is Lee Valley Tools over here.
Yeah, I just walked past them before I started.
Oh yeah, these are nice. I got him to do a demonstration. I got them to do a demonstration for me, which I'll show you here real quick. Yeah, these are some of their Lee Valley tools. So these things are like, these.
I love their Japanese hand saws.
Oh yeah, I love it.
So smooth. I've got one of those.
Yeah, these will make you drool for sure. Look at all that.
Yeah.
I love it. Mom's peddling thumbs up. Way to go, Shelly.
I believe in giving thumbs up. It helps.
Yes, it does.
No questions over there. What is everybody talking about over there in the chat?
I know there was a thought about TJ's woodworking shop. He was saying that he's looking for sponsors. 2,000 subscribers. So congratulations.
Cool.
TJ. And so if anybody wants to sponsor him, he says give him an email or get in contact with him because he's looking for some help there. But congratulations.
Look at all these.
Yeah.
Michelle says he's got a scroll NATO. He likes it a lot. Works very, very well, he says.
I don't do good enough woodworking to own tools like that.
Yeah, I'm with you. I got that Japanese handsaw, and that's really my big defense right there.
Doing a little demonstration. This is a Stanley so-and-so, or it's the equivalent to a Stanley so-and-so and so-and-so, which I can't remember. And which here, let me see if I can turn it up and hear what he says. Well, I won't turn it up now. I'll turn it up when it gets down to the end. But it actually puts the face on moldings. You can make your own moldings with this thing. I'm not going to watch the whole thing because I thought he was going to do me like a 3 to 5 minute video, and this guy's sitting here for 30 minutes whacking on this wood.
Yeah. Hey, that's what Timber by Mark does. He sits there with those things, whatever they're called.
I'm not gonna make y'all. We'll be here all night if we watch this guy do this.
How they used to make
planes, right?
Well, we could pull nails.
All right, so I finally just kind of like walk up to him. Let's see if I can hear. I know it's got to be here at the end.
Tom Spillane thinks it's a Stanley 45. Does that sound familiar?
Yeah. Here, hold on. Boom.
So does Cooler.
Stanley 45 to Stanley 50.
All right,
Very similar between the Stanley 45 and the Stanley 55. You can take a lot of the same blades in the 45.
He gave me the name of it, but I didn't catch it on video. But he said it's very similar to the Stanley 45 and the Stanley 50.
55.
Or 55.
45 and 55 are almost exactly the same.
Very much.
He holds that up.
Thank you very much. Have a great day now.
All right, then this is woodpecker products. These things are awesome too. They got a pretty nice price to them. Look at all these tool manufacturers I'm giving kudos to by doing this. This is I can't think of the turner. I'm going to show it in a second, but he does turning tools, really nice turning tools. I've got a couple of his turning tools, and this is their little demonstration. I'm gonna let this video run out real quick. I have got to take a couple of minute break. Sorry, guys. But let me.
It's okay, Russ. You can go. We'll keep it. We'll keep it going.
Yeah, y'all talk among yourselves. There it is. Ron Brown's best. Ron Brown's best. Y'all talk for among yourselves real quick, and I'll be right back.
So does that mean we can talk to ourselves? Is that what he was saying? Or
It means we can talk about him.
oh, we can talk about him. Anybody want to talk about him? I'm looking in the chat.
No, I want to stay on the panel, so I'm not going to do that.
People start typing.
Dockrell says the only way it's an endorsement if you bought off one of them. So, yeah.
Well, we can be entertained by the song stylings of Shelley Cole.
Shelley, you going to sing or dance?
I'm making sawdust in the morning. I'm making sawdust.
Somebody had to get her started, didn't you?
Yeah.
Jeez, we had to tell her how to fix her microphone.
I absolutely love sawdust. If I'm going to sing, it's going to be about sawdust.
Cool.
Hey,
You know what?
topic, Shelley, how's the new house?
Oh, go ahead.
How's the new house?
Where I
How's
live?
the new house? Good? The house, how's it going?
House
All right,
that I live
I'm
in?
back.
Never mind, Jack.
I'm back. Anyway, so yeah, this is Ron Brown's best. I have some of his lace stuff, and they're good tools. They're good tools. So let's go on. Woodworking.
Welcome back.
Ron Herman. He does. Thank you for welcoming back. School of Woodworking. And then I didn't quite know what these guys build wooden boats.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, they're a company over there.
Boy, where's Shane? There's a bass boat.
Yeah.
Yes.
But they build wooden boats. I mean, there's some nice looking wooden boats right there.
We have a couple places in New England you can take the class on building a old style dory. And at the end of the class, they lottery it off to one of the class members.
Okay, this is they have a contest every show, and they have the local woodworkers that enter their projects into the contest, so to speak. So this is some of the some of the work that was entered this year. And they do
Amazing.
something very unique. If you do not know this, I'm fixing to show you. Let's go ahead and over to the other one, get a little bit better close up. Yeah, some amazing work there. And you'll see here. But how they do it is the people that come to the show vote on what they think looks the best.
Right.
So see this little box right here? I'm fixing to show it to you. You have paper down there and you fill out who you think is the best and put your votes in there.
Wow.
So, I mean, that's pretty nice. They're not judging it. They're allowing the people that come to the show to judge it. And
do they have a youth division for younger people?
I didn't ask about divisions. I didn't ask that, but I've seen it at the shows before.
Right.
Now,
I know Atlanta did and New England did. And I was amazed by the work level that kids were putting out.
Yeah, this is ArborTech. I had just purchased their round bowl or gouge thingy. But and he actually did a little, you can't hear him, but he did a little thing for me where he's talking about each of the tools and did a little demo.
I think Paul Jackman is tied up with these guys somehow also.
ArborTech, yeah, I think so too.
Yeah. That thing scares the crap out of me.
Yeah.
Me too.
He said if you're using both hands, I asked him about that. He said you can control it. You're just not going to get away with you.
Yeah, it probably is. On Friday night, was doing his Twitch thing, and he had one of those things on, and he was going through Carl Jacobson.
Yeah, Carl Jacobson.
Going through making something with it, and I was cringing watching him use it. But it seems pretty controllable. As long, like you said, you have both hands on the grinder.
You got the mini or the medium size or whatever. It's just like that. It's just you can go deeper. Pretty cool. Then he moves up to the. Oh, look how small this one is. I think I like drill holes.
They have a ball too, don't they?
Yeah, the ball's the one I have.
Okay.
Ball would be cool.
What kind of stuff can you do with that?
You make all kinds. This is the one I have. That's the ball.
Okay.
I got it to try to do some, pieces of wood that I can't turn because they're like, I have some nice pieces of wood that are unturnable because they're spalted, but they're. I mean, I could probably try to put them in the cactus juice and stabilize them, but I decided I was going to get one of these and try to carve on them just to play around.
What is the name of that tool again?
They're ArborTech. This is the ball.
Oh.
Yeah, it's an ArborTech tool. Pretty handy.
That's awesome.
Sterling's saying that it's not presenting, it's just presenting the panel.
Well, when y'all talk, yes, it's bouncing back and forth. I noticed that.
Are you locking on you, Russ, while you're showing the video?
I thought I locked on me, but obviously I didn't.
Oh, okay.
But be quiet.
It's screwed.
I think that is the end of these videos. Yeah, that was the end of the video. So, all right, here, come on, get out of here.
Thank you for sharing. This was wonderful.
Now, this is Daryl. Daryl, when I first got here, Daryl was doing some turning.
Oh, it's like he knows what he's doing.
Yeah, he was doing some stuff, but
I love watching Gerald's videos.
I got some different angles of him. He was trying to turn a goblet and it broke, and he was like a little frustrated, couldn't figure out why, but we figured out why is because he took the other alternate end of this piece and was going to make a cup out of it. Let me see if I can skip forward and show you what.
That looks dangerous with those people going by. He's got the full, face
Yeah.
mask, and they're just standing over there on the other side.
I was just thinking that.
I wasn't going to say anything, but anybody I've ever seen when they did this had a piece of plexiglass up in front.
Yeah.
So I wasn't going to say anything. That's
Exactly.
between him and Nova and everything, but I would think I would have had a piece of plexiglass up front. Let me see if I can. I don't think I've got enough video to show. See, he's turning the end of it for a goblet, but he gets the stem. Yeah, it doesn't. He doesn't show it, or I didn't video it. Anyway, he gets the stem made, and while he's doing it, it snaps, and he was a little frustrated, and we didn't understand why. But when he went back and he turned the bottom end of that to make like a cup for the lady out of it. She brought it in and asked him if he could make something for her. She didn't care. Well, he's going to make her a nice goblet. As he was turning down into the center to make a cup, we discovered there was actually that tree had worms in it because there was holes in the wood.
Oh.
When he started hollowing it out, you could see holes in the wood. So apparently the stem of the goblet had a worm in it at one time and had a hole in that. And when he started putting pressure on the end of the cup, it just snapped it around because there was a hole in it. And when we went back and looked at the stem, sure enough, you could see that it looked like that there was something in there amiss. So he's going to make a lidded box here. So he starts out roughing it. I'm not going to do the whole, make y'all watch through the whole thing because it's quite a long video. So he's going to rough it out. And I get a couple of angles from him roughing it. And now he's turning the tenons on the ends to go into the chuck.
I like Nova's chucks.
Yeah. There he's got the, now he's separating the lid from the base.
A little wobbly and ready to come off.
Yep. That's always amazed me how that thing just doesn't go flying when it comes off.
Yeah, I know.
But yeah, he's setting up to turn. I'm fast forwarding through this. But he is turning out one, hollowing out the one end. This is the bottom, the lid's on top of the lathe. Daryl's good. I'm learning. He's not a master turner, but he's very good. He's like 2 or 3 steps ahead of me when it comes to turning.
He's jumped dramatically too, though, in his levels.
Yeah.
Sure
I was watching some of his first projects, and it was great then, but I just look what he's doing now. I'm like, wow.
Yeah, he's really good. But that's the lidded box. Yeah, that's the end. This is the last.
I'll tell you, you watch Carl Jacobson a couple of nights a week.
Oh, I know. I love watching.
You can really pick up a lot of good habits fast from him.
Yeah.
But you watch Carl and you ask yourself, why am I even trying? He beats me hands down.
Yeah.
Yeah. Trust me, I love watching Carl turn. So there you have it. Had a very good time. Saw a lot of stuff. If you've never been and there's one in your area, or even if you have to travel, I would go once in your life. Those things, I mean, there's just so many tools. Like I said, take a towel because you're going to be drooling all over. You're sure it'll be wet when you walk out, and take some money because you're going to spend money. And but take like a certain set amount of money so your wife don't kill you. You know, I can take $100. Here's what I can spend. So didn't do that, but really great time. You meet a lot of people. There was like about 5 or 6 people that I met that when, called me out by name. Hey, Russ, how you doing? The president of our woodworking club was there. Him and a couple of other people with him that I knew. A couple of other members of our woodworking club was there. I saw them. Daryl, Alex Snodgrass, I know him. Rosa, and some of the other people, and Chris that for the Drill NATO, I know him. You have a lot of just, if you, spend a little bit of money and buy a few things, but just go around to all the free classes and free demos and watch them.
Worth it.
Yeah, it is very well worth it. It costs you like $12 to get in for the day. And then it's, I find it very entertaining and worth it. So I definitely recommend.
Yeah, just watching your video. Yeah, watching your video made us feel like we were there just about. That's great. Thanks for sharing that. Really.
Yeah, you're welcome. I one of the intentions I was trying to. Oh, first off, the guy that did the epilogue laser gave me this.
Yeah. Amazing.
Yeah.
We've got a little box from last year. They were making those box joint boxes from Atlanta.
So this is the Scroll NATO. I have to read all about how to put it together and how it exactly works. I'm not quite sure. But one of these tubes goes up top, and the other tube goes, I think this is the tube that goes up top. Maybe not. I don't know. I haven't read the directions.
I think that's the bottom tube because that's got the Y splitter in it. Yeah, there you go.
No. I take that back. These are the connection hoses. These are the tubes that go up top and bottom. These are the connection hoses. And then these tubes go with it. I'll figure it out. The instructions are in here. So I'll figure out how to do it. But I'll do a video on this for him and of me putting it on my saw, and then he'll get to see it every time on Twitch. When I do a Twitch, it'll be hooked to my saw. But it was very nice of him. I appreciate that. He was like, "Here, let me get you one of these." And I'm like, "Heck yeah, I ain't gonna turn down any free tools." My mama didn't raise an idiot.
Hey, by the way, Russ, Andrew Haig,
yeah, he was there today.
Talking with you at the show today.
Yep, he was there today. Hey, Andrew, how you doing? He has his son there. Cool. His son loved the Japanese saws over there at Lee Valley. Yeah, how you doing? Good talking to you and seeing you again. He lives up in Claremont, I believe he said, Florida.
How far away is Tampa from your area?
I can be in Tampa in 45 minutes.
Oh, that's not bad.
I can be at the Tampa woodworking show in about 35 minutes. And then here is your drill nader, or drill NATO, I should say. It goes on. Your drill. And there's the accessory for the vacuum. Once again, I'll have to read the instructions.
Russ, that almost looked like it was laser printed, but I'm sure it wasn't. Injection molded.
This is the part that goes around your
the bellows part.
Yeah, the spindle part.
Oh yeah.
And then the clear.
Almost looks like a toilet plunger.
Yeah, it kind of looks.
The same thing, Shelley.
A toilet plunger. I don't know.
The clear glass goes down underneath at the bottom, so you can see the drill bit. See down here, the clear piece goes down there, so you can watch the drill bit. And if you'll go back, I want to give him a little more of a plug real quick. Let's go back. Here, I'll click on me this time, so I'm locked on me. And we'll go back and I'll screen share. Share. I've got to pull it back up. He was so nice to do this. Let me see if I can find his video real quick. Nope. If I had my glasses on, I might be able to see. Nope. I think that was the same one. He's got a red shirt on. I'm looking in here to see red. Dad, Here, let me view, do extra large icons. Now maybe I'll be able to come through here and see. Ah, yep, it's the next video. Oh, what was that video? Okay, this is this one for the scroll saw. See how it's got the hard tube that comes up top, and then the other tube goes through the bottom. The tube that he's got in his hands on the bottom. And then that tube comes up behind the scroll saw blade. Like I said, he'd been doing that demo all day long, and look at that table when I show you underneath. There is no sawdust underneath there. I mean, he had countless pieces that he'd cut during the day, and it sucks all the dust. See, I'm going to show you underneath the table. There's no dust underneath there. Like, wow. And then this is the drill NATO. See what I'm talking about? The little clear plastic piece at the bottom so you can actually see the drill bit.
Okay, makes sense now in my head.
There's your toilet plunger up top.
Yeah.
And then
it works. It looks great.
Then you got the piece that I showed you where the vacuum hooks to it that's up top. And then the little plastic clear piece goes down at the bottom so you can actually see the drill bit. But look at that. I mean, there's nothing. It's all sucking up. That is like awesome. I can't wait to get that on my jet drill press.
Russ, Michelle says that those instructions for that drill NATO and the scroll NATO are so easy to understand that even a French person can do it.
I like it. Even a French person can do it. That's cool. But yeah, he gave me those, and I was like, whoa. I was wanting to go through the rest of the places and say, hey, I'm Russ. I do Let's Talk Shop with Russ. Do you want to give me any tools? But I didn't think that would work. But he was like, I had talked to this guy for the last, when Paul was there with me in Tampa, we talked to him, and I think Paul's right. He was going to give me one, but he had actually sold out of them and didn't have one to give me. So last year, but he flat gave me one this year. So, but good for you, Chris. I will definitely put that on my scroll saw and drill press, and I'll do videos for you. And then, like I said, if you watch this show tonight, I'll have it on my scroll saw. I'll have it on there probably I'm going to try to have it on there by Wednesday. So the first, the next Scrolling with Russ, I'll have it on there, and we'll show you all how to use it, and then I'll get it on the drill press. I still got the unboxing video from my brand new toy that's over there. So y'all know about my other toy, right?
Which one?
Are you enjoying it?
Can I take a can I
show it to us?
Can I indulge y'all so much to brag a little bit?
Go for it.
Let's take a field trip in Russ's shop.
Yeah, well, I'll pull it over here. It's just probably as easy to do that as it is to move the mic and the camera and everything over there, because I put it on rollers, trust me, so I can move it around. This is my brand new Supermax 1632 drum sander. This is my new baby for the shop. So
awesome.
Yeah.
Somebody's spoiled rotten.
I
saw the videos on Facebook.
I got one heck of a deal on this from one of my sponsors is going to crap a brick, but I got one heck of a deal on this from Woodcraft over in Clearwater. This thing was running for $16.99. They took it down to $13.99. Then it's been running at $11.99 for the sale. It was $13.99. It's been running on sale for $11.99 through Rockler and Woodcraft and several others. But the show price is $999. And the guy over at Woodcraft I talked him into these extension cables that come up here, one on each side, or another $100. I got them. They gave them to me.
Wow.
Weren't you saying, Russ, that the mechanism on that speeds or slows down when it gets into a bind?
Yes.
Over.
It has. Here, I gotta unlock this. Let me unlock this. Both tables fold down, which make it very, very nice. This is your digital control here. This turns the motor off and on, and this is your digital feed control. It also has a digital readout for height adjustment. And what you can do is, I'll get to what you're talking about now. What you can do is put your piece in there. What I love about this one is you know how normally you have to crank this handle up and down to get it to wherever you want it? Not on this bad boy. You make one flip and you got a lever right here, and it's kind of heavy. You immediately can lift this up and down to set it. So you put your wood in here, bring this down till it touches it, take it out of that mode, and you hit the button and auto zero it. Now it knows exactly where it's at as auto zero. So then you can set it, or you'll know how much you're taking off exactly. So if it's a 3/4 inch board, I want to take off 1/4 inch. I got to do it. Plus it's got the regular readout over here to tell me how much I'm doing, but it actually will read out digitally how much I'm taking off in each pass. Every time I lower it, it registers that out. The other thing that it does, which is really super cool, is what I was talking about. It's called IntelliSand. And that is if I have this thing set at a specific table, this table moves and pulls it through. Up where a planer has rollers underneath there that pull it through to the blades on the back and the front, this whole table rolls to pull the piece through. I should be able to. You can see it's moving.
Watch your hand.
It's not on. This part's not on. So yeah, the table moves. Well, you can slow it down, or speed it up, however. But if you, let's say that you're coming along and you have it set at a pretty high rate of speed, but you are taking off a little bit more than that speed, rather than burning the wood or putting the machine in a bind, the computer will take over and actually slow the feed rate down automatically. It senses the RPMs and everything, and yeah, it does it automatically. There's a little red light right here that will come on. If it comes on, that's telling you the IntelliSand is taken over and slowed it down because you're taking off too much for the, you got it too fast for as much as you're taking off. So it'll take over and slow it down. Which
for an instant there, I thought we were going to have a new workshop confession.
No, this is, I didn't turn, this is the switch that turns that on. I didn't have that on.
Yeah, Paul, that right there is the precursor to Skynet. Okay, the machines are taking over. The autonomous machines are taking over.
And yep. I ran this piece of this was rough saw cut. You can tell by the bandsaw marks on the edges, they have not been done yet. So this was rough cut cherry. And I ran it through, and it looked like the edges with the bandsaw marks on it, because I bought this from the mill, and it straightened, cleaned it right up. And that is not a burn. Somebody asked me, did it burn that? No, that is in the wood. That's the figure in the wood right there. Just like this. Well, this is I'm going to use this to make a cutting board. This piece is split right here.
Yeah.
But I'm going to use it to make a cutting board. You can see because the mark comes through the other side also.
That's what you should have bought, Al, instead of your planer.
This, from my understanding, everybody that I've talked to said basically your planer will become useless.
Yeah, I do have one, Paul. Not like that. I think it's a Ryobi, and I used it today. In fact, you just weren't on the stream when I was using it.
Yeah, they pretty well said your planer will become useless now with this thing, especially if you put. I got some 60 grit paper for it. And they said with that 60 grit,
I need to replace the paper on mine. I could tell.
Here's the just to give you real quick. That's the drum.
Wow.
Yeah.
Really easy to change this paper. It's got locks on each side. I mean, it takes like, I can have this off and the U piece on in probably 2 or 3 minutes without any problem. Just boom, boom. And, and another thing, these guides or the paper locks are designed that once you put it on there, you know, it might be a little loose where you can move it. And once it starts spinning, these actually somehow pull the paper into it more and tighten it for you.
Is that top plastic, Russ, or is it a metallic?
This is plastic.
Okay, yeah, mine is plastic too.
But this feels like aluminum, but this is plastic.
Yeah,
yeah, it's
definitely a top-notch.
It's an awesome machine. Trust me. I've just played around with it just to try it out, and I'm very, very with the side tables. I mean, you can actually see how wide of a piece with both side tables out you can run through it.
Is the manufacturer Supermax, or is that a brand name?
Supermax is a manufacturer. This is actually made and designed by them. Very easy to adjust. This little bolt right here, you loosen up these 4 bolts, and to check to make sure this side and this side are level. And what you do is put a piece of known size wood at that end, lower the drum down, take a mark on the digital reading, then bring it to this end and lower it down and take a mark on the digital reading. If they're not the same, then you just adjust this bolt right here to raise the table or lower it to get it to the same across the feet of the table, and then tighten these 4 bolts back up. Really very simple to do. There's a lot of thought in simplicity. And then this little motor back here is the motor that pulls the belt. And then this lever is for whenever you're, in other words, this will do 16-inch wide material. And if I wanted to go 32, I'll run 16-inch, flip it over and bring the other over here, and then run 16 inches again. So I can get 2 passes of 16, which does 32-inch wide material. And what this lever here does is it raises the bed on this side by 0.003, which is like 3 thousandths or 3 millions or whatever. I don't. And to keep it from getting the line down the middle from where you sanded it on both sides. So that stops.
Tom Spillane over in the chat said that Laguna has just bought Supermax out.
Okay. I had heard something like that myself. Look at this massive motor on this thing, man. It's like, that's a motor, dude. But this is the lever that I was talking about. You lift the, I got to have it in the right position first. But you lift the whole drum up and down that quick. Yeah, that makes it nice for setting it.
Mine, I have to crank on top and crank on top.
Yep, that's the way most of them are. That's my new play toy for my shop.
Very good. Good, love it.
Jim Dockrell. Okay, go ahead.
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
Jim Dockrell. He says he would like to know what grit belts that you use with that.
I bought a 60. I have an 80, and a 60, 80. And I think this is a 60, 80, and I think I got a 150 or a 180. You do all right. I don't know. I'm being told this. The guy that when I went over there, they spent some time with me at Woodcraft explaining how to use it and how to set it up and all that stuff, I was very, very appreciative of that. They were telling me you don't want to use like 220 or especially anything over that. Matter of fact, he recommends 150 or 180, I think it was, is the highest grit or the finest grit, so to speak. The reason being is because that thing does such a fantastic job. that you get up there into those higher grits, and especially if you're going to try to stain the wood, it'll burnish the wood. It won't accept stain. So by keeping the grit a little coarser down at the 150, 180 mark as the highest you will go, you will eliminate the burnishing of the wood as much. And so if you wanted to stain it. Now, if you're going to just clear coat it like this piece here, then yeah, you could run it higher than that. But if you're thinking about staining it, you have to be careful with that thing does such a fantastic job that it'll actually burnish the wood. So this is 60. I got 80, and I believe I either got 150 or 180, maybe 160, something like that. I don't remember. I thought the box was in here, but it's not. This is it came with, and that's what's on here now. It came with this, and this is 80 grit, I believe. Yeah, this is 80 grit here. It came with the 80 grit. And I put 60 on it to do that cherry, and it was like, oh. Like they said, that you won't use your joiner anymore. This thing will become your joiner. Now, somebody I did the video posted on there that they said it goes awful slow, and the reason being in that video it looks like it's going slow is because I am not used to it or as much already. So I was trying to take too big of a bite out at one time, so the IntelliSand took over and slowed it down. I need to learn to only, like, instead of a half a turn or whatever, I only need to go like an eighth or a quarter of a turn after each pass. And actually, I found out also I should make a pass. I should make 2 passes and then lower it a little bit. So,
Russ, have you considered doing contract work, sanding stuff? Because Russ Neal says that he knows where he's sending his projects for sanding. Mr. Sanding Claus.
Mr. Sanding Claus.
Yeah.
But I mean, you think about that is I ran this through that sander.
Wow.
And it did not break that smoke.
Wow.
Yeah. You can see the 60 grit, how it's got, if you look real close, you can see the 60 grit, but it did not break that smoke. Isn't that awesome? Wow. And then I ran this through just to see how it would do the plywood. Like I said, the 60 grit's a little heavy. It should have been a lighter grit, but I was just curious. I was like, so you can run your scroll saw project through this thing too. And another thing I'm going to use it for is like when I do these CNC projects. So what I'll do is I'll take this board and I'll put 2 or 3 or 4 coats of lacquer on it before I ever do anything else. And what that does is seal the wood. Then I'll lay it in the CNC and I'll have it engrave it all out. Okay. So it basically cuts through the lacquer. Then I'll come back and I'll take my blue paint and go through and take a brush, and I don't have to worry about anything. I just smear it all over and wipe it off and clean it all off. Then I'll give it one last wipe, let it sit there and dry. Then once it dries, flip it over, run it through the sander at a real thin with a high, and take off any little residual paint or whatever that's laying on the top, and boom, this is what it comes out to be.
Nice.
Really nice.
And we had a couple of questions on the chat. One of them is, can you put the link to that sander maybe in the
Woodcraft
for the show?
Type in right now. Woodcraft has them on sale for $11.99, and so does Rockler for $11.99.
Okay. And then Dan Angie asked, how much do the sandpaper strips cost, and how long should they last?
I don't know how they're going to last because I've never had one. But I went ahead while I was there and got the Supermax sandpaper. But you know what thing that is interesting when you look on the back of the Supermax sandpaper? Guess where it was made? See if this one has it on there. No, this one's not. Some of it is Klingspor sandpaper. This one's not here, this particular one, but one of the boxes I opened and looked at, it was Klingspor. So, and Klingspor does sell sandpaper for the Supermax already pre-cut into those strips and angled and everything. So,
what model is that sander, Russ?
That's a 1632.
Okay, I got the wrong one then.
Yes, 16. So anyway, I bought these at went ahead and bought a couple of boxes of these just to have them because they had them there, and it was $30 for a box. and you get, I have one on the machine, so you get 1, 2, 3, 4. You get 5 rolls at $30.
Not bad.
No, it's really not if you sit down and add it up. Plus, what I like about it is, I mean, you can buy rolled sandpaper and cut it. You just need one of these as a template, or make something as a template. But I mean, you buy these, they're already pre-done. I just take the rubber bands, pull it out, and slap it on the machine. So for the couple of extra bucks, let's say that I was going to pay, all right, I'll give you for instance. All right, this is $30, you might as well say. Well, let's say that the for a roll was $26. Okay, for $4 more to get them pre-cut, I think I'm going to buy the pre-cut ones. You know, that's the way I look at it, because it just saves me time. I just pull one out and go, boom, put it on the machine. So that's what you have to weigh, is your effort. You know, you want to take the time. Oh, I need another piece. All right, let's go take the roll out, which is not a bad thing. Don't get me wrong, but let's go take the roll out. Let's pull out a piece and measure it so we know it's the right length. Now we got the cut, because you have to cut these ends of this sandpaper at an angle to fit on the machine to get that roll around. So now you've got to cut this angle and make sure the angle right, make sure the length is right and everything. So if it's only a few more bucks to buy the box with the pre-ones done, I'll just buy the box with the pre-ones done, made for me, and pay the extra $3, $4, $5.
Hey, Daryl's in this chat.
Ah, Daryl made it.
He says hi to you.
Hey. Yeah, I was before the show, Daryl. I was telling everybody the situation, and I told him I was sorry that you weren't going to be able to come over tonight under this situation, but yeah. So yeah, there was something came up, and Daryl was supposed to come over tonight, but we had some issues at home, so it did not work out, unfortunately, and I felt bad about that. But I didn't even think for right up to the last minute, I didn't think we were going to have a show. So, but we ended up, everything worked out where I could at least come on and do the show. I try not to not have a show. I try to be here. Sometimes life gets in the way and you can't help it, but
that's the truth.
Yep. But appreciate everybody out there watching. Thank you very much. Yeah, I'm going to have a lot of fun with that thing over there. That's going to be like awesome. That's going to be awesome. And I figured out something. I figured out I can use the dust collection off of my CNC for it with an adapter. And so I was thinking, like, what am I going to use for the dust extraction for this thing? Because it calls for like 500 CFM or something like that to be able to suck that dust out. And I was like, then I got to thinking, well, my CNC has that 3.5 ton air conditioner squirrel motor over there with a 10-inch tube. There's a lot more than 500 CFM going through that thing. So I made me an adapter over there, and I can just stick it into the CNC and leave the CNC door open, run the hose over to this and hook it up, and off and going.
Russ, you have a couple questions in the chat room. Dixon Hoffman wants to know, do you remember where your no coffee, no worky pattern came from?
I made it.
Okay. And David Roby wants to know, can you use the stick cleaner on the belts?
Yes. Yes. On both belts. Basically, that bottom table is nothing more than a big piece of sandpaper. And I think it's reinforced in the back. It's like a belt, but it's a big piece of sandpaper to give the wood grip to go through. And yes, you can use your cleaner bars. I know what you're talking about, the rubber cleaner bars on both pieces to clean all that. As a matter of fact, they recommend that you clean it frequently to keep the sandpaper clean, to keep from having burning or whatever, because it gets so full of dust. And then what was it about? And he says, my Rockler mail I got today says they're on sale for $9.99. Well, hold on to your butts. See, I did not know they dropped that price to $9.99.
The link that I put out there actually showed $9.99 also, with a $49 flat fee for shipping.
Right. See, but I was able to drive over to Woodcraft and pick it up. So yeah, it only cost me, like, on my wife's Camaro, like $15 to drive over and back in gas. So
that's a good deal.
You need to put a bet on that Camaro.
I know.
As much. as much as you transport tools in it.
Right.
A reindeer.
Make
Yeah.
it like an El Camino or something like that.
Yep. Or put she would have. Oh, I'd get my butt kicked if I put a trailer hitch on that thing. Can you imagine her going out and going, "What the heck is this? I have a trailer hitch on it."
And then you could put those like bull testicle things hanging out of the back, like the guys.
I've got that on my truck.
Like on his truck, yes.
You put that on a Camaro. She'd love you for that. You should.
Oh yeah, I got it on my truck. I've got those bull testicles hanging off the back of my truck.
I can affirm that, folks. I have seen them.
Mhm.
The things I have seen at the back of that pickup. Oh my goodness.
Yeah. All right, guys, but yeah, I'm gonna put that to good use, and I've been wanting that for quite some time. It opens up a lot of doors. I've been wanting to do some cutting boards, so I'm going to be making some cutting boards. You run them through that because I want to make end grain cutting boards. You don't want to run your end grain cutting boards through the planer. Sander's perfect for it. You know, just I'm very, very happy. And for the $999, oh man, I got a heck of a deal as far as I'm concerned. But it is good that they're dropped them down on the. That was the show price when I was over there today. That's what they were selling these for at the show, was $999. Now they listed at, because trust me, I already looked. They listed it all the other places at $11.99, including Rockler had them for $11.99. So I guess they decided to drop the price. So, guys, Tom Spillane's out there. Yeah, trailer hitch on the back of her Camaro. I don't think that's going to go over so good. I don't have my glasses with me. Gussie, but how do you say that?
Gussie Banjos.
Gussie Banjos. Okay, I thought that's what it looked like, but I don't have my. Daryl says cherry burns the drum set. I didn't have any problem with that cherry that I ran through it. It didn't burn. It didn't burn. That's one of the things the IntelliSand does, is to keep it from burning. If you put it in there at too fast of a feed rate, I guess it understands the RPMs of and the pole of amperage. From what I was explained, it understands the RPMs rotation of the motor and the amperage of the motor's drawing, and senses that it's under more of a load and slows that belt down to keep it from being under a load, to prevent burning and stuff like that. So Paul John's Life's out there. Katie Dotson already said hi to Katie. I appreciate y'all, everybody out there, for being out there in the chat. Sorry I wasn't able to pay them as much attention over there to the chat because of doing all the videos, showing all the videos out there. But my wonderful panel has been monitoring and watching the chat for me, and they're so great. I want to thank each and every one of y'all. Y'all guys are just so awesome. Michelle Marcou's out there. I don't know who else out there. We had 50-something people, 58 people watching at one time. That's fantastic, guys. I appreciate you being here and watching me. So once again, before we get off, I know we're running.
Question left too.
Huh?
I know this question gets answered at the end anyway, but gentleman, Gussie Banjos, he's asking who the panel members are. And so I know we're coming to that, but he's new here and he's asking, who are the panel members? I don't know who they are.
We explain who the panel members are at the beginning of the show, but they are Brenda, Chris, Jim Bashir's, Shelly, and Al. Where did Paul go? Paul had to leave?
Yeah, Paul had.
Okay.
And by the way, Shelly, in light of the pronunciation issue with the names, it's not Banjos, it's Banjos.
Is it really?
Yes.
You see, I'm not the only one that messes up names.
Right.
I might have to do a misinformation on that, right?
Yeah. Guys, I want to tell you, and I hope you understand out there in the chat. Hey, Tommy G Woodshop is out there. Hey, Tommy G. I am the world's worst at name pronunciation. I'll mess up a name worse than anybody you ever saw. Heck, I'm just bad.
Well, I don't know if y'all saw the comedy I did where misinformation gave misinformation, and I messed up people's names on purposely because I'm giving misinformation. That's why L is known as L4T.
Yeah,
Okay. Yeah, I did that to just have fun with the community, messing up their names. I might have to do another one of those. So it's kind of fun. If you're gonna mess up our names, might as well have fun with it.
You know what I should have done a while back, and I didn't even think about it until just now. All you have to do is hit Control and the plus key on your keyboard, and it'll zoom in on the screen and it zooms in on the chat. Now I can see.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah, hit Control and the plus key, and then Control minus will zoom back out.
I thought all us old people knew about that.
Well, I knew that. I was too dumb. I kept on squinching my eye trying to see it rather than just hitting Control on the positive to bring it up so I could see it. I'm like, then I went like, hey, why haven't I hit the Control plus to bring that up where I can read their names? You know, it's like.
Yeah, you can also use the Control with the scroll.
Yeah, Control with the scroll
on the mouse.
Yeah. I know these things.
Of course. Indeed.
Brenda, keep it up. I ain't going to be on here much longer. So, I'm just reading over there in the chat. Tom Spillane's out there. But like I said, Daryl was supposed to be here, and I'm sorry that it worked out that way. He wanted to come over tonight, but unfortunately, under the circumstances, we couldn't do that. So, but guys, we're going to get out of here. We've been on here. Holy crap, it's almost 10 o'clock. Wow, I didn't realize it was so late. I guess time flies when you're having fun, and you are around and are accompanied by a fantastic group of people. So thank you guys for all being over there in the chat. I appreciate you being out there very much. And then thank you, Brenda and Jim and Chris. Chris, where'd you go? And
Chris not here.
Shelly and Al for being on, and Paul too. He's not here. So thank you for being on also. So we only have one thing left to do, and that is, you all know what this is. Just give me sawdust, lots of sawdust all around me and everywhere. I like it flying all around my shop and even in my beard and hair. Good night, everybody. God bless. And
good night, everyone.
Good night. Good night.
Chris would say something like, you got to go or not stay here or something anyway. Chris is a
just stay, get the heck out of here.
He says, what is it?
Yeah.
You can stay somewhere, but you can't stay here or whatever.
Whatever, yeah. All right. Good night, y'all.
Good night.